Okay. Alright. Now, once again, we're going to have to figure out... hold on. Check that. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Oh. What? Where is... okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's better. I can hear an echo. That's not good. I can hear an echo. That's not good. Hmm. Oh. Hello! Ignore me, I just didn't realize that the echo in question was me on my computer. How do I sound so far? Does it feel like I'm a little bit... oh, hello. Hey, okay. Alright. Much better. Okay. So. Tonight's writing night will be brought... yeah. My weekend's been pretty good. Ah. I don't tear my throat up, but... but... it has been a good weekend. I'm going to... say that I have my capture card more or less prepared for next week. We'll be playing... something... Player Obscure! Expedition 33, barring everything going perfectly. But, yeah. So, yeah. We are going to be talking about a topic I think is a little... we're going to be talking about something that I genuinely feel is more or less a type of an unspoken taboo in some circles. We're going to be talking about 18 plus scenes. You know, we have many names for it, you know. I'm going to just continue from last week's. My music seems a little loud. There we go. And I'm going to be mostly talking about how I feel you need to be applying that in your writing. So, that kind of thing. Oh, let me finish some stuff. And we'll get started. We're not going to be talking about anything that's like particulars. Because I don't think that that's appropriate. In terms of like, for Twitch's TOS. And Mamari is not gonna take... Let's just say I'm not gonna fight them on that. Alright. Alright. Yes, so... Even though I only know like 1 or 2 people right here... Oh. I wanna make sure. I'm a little bit... Okay. So. For most people... I'm gonna wait a little moment. No, oh, I'm fine. I'm just having tech issues and trying to quickly resolve them. I've gotten most of them figured out. I'm just being, well, a goober. One of those things, I want this to go well. So. Let me try a little bit of a different format. Alright, so. Oop. Y'all know what this means? Y'all all know what this means. One more thing I gotta do. Last tech issue, I guess. So, we all know what an unsafe scene or a quote mature scene, or it has many names throughout multiple forms of media and communities. Spicy, blah 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 blah. That's not important. What I'm going to be talking to be about you about what the fuck? I'm just having a day. Okay. Hold that thought. I have to use the bathroom. where we're off to a perfect start. Perfect start. You know? Yes. Mari doing... Mari... Heaven knows what. So. Thank you. I'm sorry I forgot to go before stream. I'm sorry guys, I didn't have the hall pass. No hall pass for me. So, we are going to get back. Now we're going to get right to business. Because now that I've been doing tech support, I think I've got some stuff working as it should. I am incredibly grateful to Physics Shebang. I'm going to shout them out real quickly. Hold on. We're off to a great start! Oh. That's weird. I'll shout him out if he pops up in tonight. But yes, I am incredibly grateful to him. I am incredibly grateful to everyone who always shows up. So, back to our ramble. So, when it comes to writing, quote, spicy scenes, I feel that these have to be used sparingly. Okay. If you're writing, well, hentai, that's one thing. But if you're writing a novel that has a romantic intent, this is either gonna go really well or really bad. This is gonna, oh man. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like Genji said in chat, if it isn't centered around it, don't use it until needed. You know what I mean? Because look. I'm talking about this because I feel it's important. Because this is just something that's a bit of a gripe to me. When it comes to certain ways, look at 50 Shades of Grey. It started out as a fanfic for Twilight, I believe. Beetle, can you back me up on that? I think it was. That's its own. That's smut, though. 50 Shades of smut. That is, the sex is the center, one of the centerpieces of the plot. Wait, where did you get that from? I gotta know now. And her bosoms altered of his prison. This is going to be a fun night. This is going to be a really fucking fun night. So, sorry about that. I had to wipe my eyes. Google badly. Yeah. Nope. That tracks. That absolutely tracks. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm going to be dead honest with you. Because we want... I blame fanfiction.net, Archive of Our Own, and I blame really badly written 80s fiction novels for this. When it comes to... because of tropes being applied across the thing, there are countless cases where people will include something that doesn't need to be there. Oh yeah, absolutely. Of course it happens. It happened back in the 1800s. This happened for years. This is a personal gripe of mine. I'm gonna say it. It goes back to what we said at the start. If you do not have a reason to include this in spicy scene, do not do it. Now I'm going to switch back to the document and we're going to talk about... I'm going to use some examples as always. And we're going to... this in detail. So... exactly. A fade to black can show a lot more than an in-depth description of some parts. I will admit, I have read some stuff in my past that is weird. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just be real. Okay. There is nothing wrong with spicy, unsay-so scenes in your writing. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Where you have to draw the line is when does it, like with this applies to a lot of other things, like gore, like horror moments and stories. It's about the moment in question. Is it necessary? Again, I don't mind y'all seeing my behind the scenes stuff. I really don't care. Like, if you're wanting to if you have a scene where character A and B are passionate and in love, let it happen. if you choose to engage in the full measure of the scene. Right? And I'm talking about this because I think sex is in writing is its own hard topic. Pun not intended. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. It's gonna get taken out of context, I swear. So, this is something where I feel that in some cases we can learn from rather strange sources. Or atypical thoughts, because sexuality is not a bad thing. Also, if you guys ever see me looking around, you can obviously see that my eyes are going everywhere. This is me. Yeah, I'm having a moment. But seriously, sexuality is not a bad thing. When we apply it within our narratives, we have to think about the passion of the characters, the poas. I am pure poasnant. Poasnant? Fuck. What is wrong with me tonight? Well, again, this is gonna be passionate. Here, we're gonna make a flowchart. We're gonna make it together. It's gonna be fun. Mari can use a program outside of Google. Talk. For shame, Mari! Fuck. My plan is backfiring. Alright. Okay, so. No. No! You know what? We're not gonna make a flowchart. Screw it. Passionate? Yes. If so, the scene happens. The scenes happen. Are they in love? Yes. What happened? No. Refer to term 1. Because let's be honest, there are things as one night stands. Anyway. Hopefully this won't get me banned, but I don't think it will. When we are dealing with these things in question, you have to keep passion and love into the forefront of these types of scenes, same as you would with any type of relationship, couple, romance. This is the most circles that that's the hell with it. Doing the deed is the ultimate expression of love and passion and romance. However, it can also be the height of passion for a different reason. This goes into talks in some circles about lust and other things like that. But I'm trying to be very careful and with my wording because I don't want to get hit with any strikes. So, and I'm sure you guys understand that. So we need to think about this. These two mostly. If it flows with it, yeah. If it flows, follow it, yeah. In my opinion, yeah. If you're writing a story and that scene that happens as a result of the character's development, go for it. If you don't, don't do it. I'm about to actually go into that. When I refer, or another person might refer to how a scene may flow in your writing, I refer to how the story presents the action, incident, or moment at hand. Does it have the appropriate context? Does it have the necessary... I'm gonna learn how to type without looking at my keyboard, I swear. The lighting in the cave is not great. If I may say so myself. So... I can't exactly upgrade the cave. I'm broke. I don't have the dimensional requirements to upgrade the cave. But does it have the necessary meaning? Oh no, you're good. No need to apologize. This is something that I've heard and understood in horror circles, is the events gotta matter. I'm going to use an event I have planned in book 3. MC1 has a moment of weakness as a result of getting, well, blackout. No, let me reword that. That sounds too prudish. I don't want that. Gets drunk. It's late. This moment, and it teaches him the price of acting on the vaguest instincts possible. This is the... I'm giving the complex thing written down here, but let's break this down into the simplest terms. MC1, he gets drunk, he does the deed with somebody, and he learns the price of what people would call, even in across political, religious, and all sorts of circles, as acting on base instincts and thrill of the moment type stuff. That is a scene where I go beyond my own political beliefs, my own sphere, to show the main character having that moment, to show him reacting in a way that is alien to me and alien to him. And that is the beauty of where sexuality can be used. Is a beautiful tool for him. Yes. It allows it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit sheltered, so for those of you more educated, when it comes to this particular type of event, vulnerability between the two parties isn't key. So yes, Gen Z, you're absolutely correct. MC1 has this human vulnerable moment. Because sexuality isn't just, from what I understand it to be as a writer, and I'm examining this from a writing perspective for this. Sexuality for writing is something that is a beautiful tool for a multitude of reasons, methods, and ways. It can allow you to show the vulnerability in those heated, passionate moments with those characters. It can show the love and the romance between two characters. But like with medicine, too much of a good thing is dangerous. Everything has a dark side, and when it comes to tropes, in my opinion. And themes and categories and all this other stuff. Sorry about that. You want vulnerability. You want human good and bad displayed, and this is where I believe very firmly that when you're writing something, you have to make sure of this. This goes beyond sexual scenes, this goes beyond horror scenes, it goes beyond romance, it goes beyond battles, you have to display the vulnerability and the fallibility of mortals, humans, and other races, because it's important. For your writing. And we'll get into more technical stuff in the future set of harder topics down the road. Because I down the road, well, puns keep coming. But yes, that's also agreed. Yin and yang, good and evil. Now, a while back, I used to believe, when it comes to writing, having a vague idea of what some characters might be, quote, into in certain departments in this. When it's a useful tool when you're wanting to illustrate something for you. It's more of like a noted tool. It's like a sticky note in your brain. Right? Don't do X. Y doesn't like X. Vanilla doesn't like chocolate. But chocolate likes strawberry, and that's why we have oh my God. No! I almost called Neapolitan ice cream Napolation. Damn it! It can. It can. It doesn't always. Some narratives will allow you to have a happy ending, some have a good ending, some have a neutral ending, some have a bad ending. It's all dependent, again, upon how you display these types of things. So, let's get into my opinions of different forms of stuff in this category. I'm not bothered by smut, I'm not bothered by erotica, I'm not bothered by stuff like that. It don't bother me. It just doesn't. I'm like, someone wants to do that? Cool. Well, am I going to attempt to write certain things to learn? Yes. Because, and I speak this strictly from an artistic perspective, I want to know how to write varying things. I want to add more tools into my tool belt as a writer. And this is something that I've been thinking about as I've been writing Lycoran Legends. Yeah, I agree. It can be. But you want to make sure that, well, I got caught off guard. Sorry. Like, my whole thing is, when it comes to writing this, if you wish to engage in doing it, do it. But chase it from a way that doesn't let yourself be led by it in a way that hurts you. And when I mean, that's the right wording either. This is a very touchy topic, even for me, because I wanted to make sure, but I wanted to cover this because I think this is important for writing. When we talk about sexuality, sexual stuff, unsafe, spicy, whatever, lemons, whatever, one shots. Again, it goes back to research, understanding what you're trying to write, and what you're trying to establish for this. Now, not everything's going to be a tour de force in this department. This is why we have other stuff. Exactly. That is my philosophy with VTubing, with writing, and art as a general thing. I want art to be a form of consumption, not to let it consume people. I want to see people being open-minded and respectful when it comes to learning about, hey, this is how I see it. I want to encourage debate. And I don't mean that in like a netcoded way where I just want like someone to come in and do this. No, 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 no. If you got something different opinion to me, pop it. Bring it on. I want those opinions. Oh yeah, we might play this here in a little bit. Once we finish this. I want to see. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be screaming, but it's gonna be great. Or I might go crazy. Yeah, that's something I've learned from... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go on a tangent about that, because... that's important to me, as well. Okay. I'm wearing black pants today. We will get adjusted in just a moment. Thank you. When it comes to... And I'm using this as a thing. Into bridging for other people. So... I'm going to take off the... thing here for this because I want people to... I'm gonna take it. You know what? I'm gonna take it all off. Let's just do this because I'm gonna try and challenge myself. This is where I think just chatting will help. When you're talking about anything you're doing, I don't care if you're drawing Joel, who is a known furry, cool, amazing, he's a great guy. You're drawing me, you're drawing Jay, you're drawing Nick Nocturne. I'm just naming off some VTubers, for example. All of whom I respect incredibly. I am very adamant on this when I tell you, don't pretend that there's not an audience for you. I am the type of guy I will, in a heartbeat, I'll tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, 6 months ago, I was not thinking about being... No. 9 months ago, no. Fuck. 11 months ago, pardon my language. A year ago today, I did not... A year and a half, whatever. I didn't think I would be a VTuber. And now I've caught the itch. I've caught the bug. I love doing it. I want to keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it until I decide it's time. And no one else will. I'm going to shoot for the stars, and because, you know, I've learned from really good people here. And I'm going to shout them out one by one. Jay is an inspiration. They go through hell every day and they keep going.
This is a Game Shop's jam.
And I have nothing but respect for them. Weird. Still not popping up. I'm probably misspelling it again. But I firmly believe that everybody... There are people that I highly respect and people that I've seen and go out and do this type of stuff who are way better than me. But in a world where things are getting dark and things are just getting bad, I want people to understand that this place, I'm not gonna say I'm the best at stuff. Hell no, that's horse shit. To be pardon my language. Okay, let me put the profanity tag back on. Okay. I believe that everybody around you also has a way of teaching you. There we go. I wanted to shout him up. Like twice. No. Third time's the charm. Dory to death. Dory to death. Physics. I want to be an example of, not just to my cousins now, not just to myself. I want to prove to people that you can come back from almost anything. With the effort, as long as you put in the effort and the time and the patience. And I refuse to give up on anyone. As much as I can, at least. Human. Oh, Faye. But you get the idea. Slight immersion break. My bad. So, when I hit 100 followers, I want to switch topics for a quick second. I'm going to compile a slideshow that will show the history of Mari. The history of me. Which will be fun. Because I want to show people another thing that I want to talk about. And which is characters development that you don't affect. That's affected by everything else around you. Mari is a perfect example of this, because I'm saving some details for everyone. Because I really do want people to, be surprised when they see where Murray came from and where he is now. So, in short, with Unsafe So Spicy Scenes, research, open-mindedness, and keeping yourself careful in how you apply passion, romance, to that moment. At that exact moment. Okay? Iris! Hello! We just finished the first half of writing night. We're taking a break to talk about some confidence. And how I don't want to play it, but I'm going to find it real quick and link it to you guys. There's this really, really, really good advice, and it's in cooking. I'm going to link. I don't feel comfortable reacting to something I didn't create. But this talks about having that confidence to put yourself out there. In this case, it's, you know, put yourself on a plate. And how are you, Iris, by the way? What I want to help people do is put themselves out on a creative way. I want to show my process. I want to offer my knowledge, leave it there, and not go any further than helping people as much as humanly possible. I am incredibly, that's incredibly important, and I'm glad you're all right. My whole ethos, I as a writer is, I can't believe I'm going to. I mean, this is gonna sound nerdy as all. It's gonna sound like super nerdy, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through it. Sorry about that. I'm trying to adjust myself. I'm rather cold. If I can help one person improve themselves creatively in any department, then I have succeeded in everything I'm setting out to do. I've said that before. I will stand on that. One moment. I'm going to find something to not be cold with. Yeah. Anyway. Hey! See, one thing I love when I walk away, I don't know how to set an idle animation for when I walk away. So, y'all just have my mom go, I did it most in ways I didn't think was possible. Naranako did an amazing job. I probably do, to be honest. But, you know, what I'm wanting to do further than that. Let me take that off now. Okay. I will definitely need to work on some stuff. I've got a bunch of ideas. So what I want people to understand is that this channel is both a gaming channel, it's also a writing channel. I will probably adapt more towards YouTube and Twitch and have my writing and gaming nights depending on how things go. I do need to get stuff going over there. But I'm dragging my feet admittedly. Some parts. But and it's not like I'm tired, it's just like I keep like, oh wait, I don't have anything yet. Crap. And I want people to also realize that I am staunchly against AI art of any kind. And I don't think people should be afraid of it as much as they think they should be. I think there will be a demand for human art that will eclipse anything AI will ever be able to replicate. I will say this, let's talk about, like, for example, like the AI Darth Vader with Fortnite. That's a very gray area for me because James Earl Jones did sign the rights to his voice to an AI firm years ago. If I understand it correctly. Yeah. In 2024, he signed over his rights. Oh, in 2022, excuse me. Yeah. That's a gray area when it comes to AI. If somebody's done that of their own free accord and it is done ethically and responsibly and it's easy on the environment, yes, go ahead. Until that day, fuck off. Like, seriously. But in my opinion, again, that's only a gray area. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. What's up? Yeah, I heard about that too. That was weird. Take your time. Okay. By the way, everyone's the emotes that you have are just so wonderful. I almost say this though. Joel's, every time I see his, what's the one the wagging tail hypnotizes me. And I'm like, it makes me, but yeah, okay. PNG is what I understand they need to be. But what were you wanting to get your... Okay. Mecha. Machine. I got one. Recognize education. Machine enhance CH. Oh. Ooh, you got me a challenge. Okay, we're gonna make this the focus for the next little bit. Cybernetics and... Ooh, I like that. I mean, look, I'm gonna type out your full abbreviation, okay, Iris? With Gendy's suggestion, and I'm also gonna put my own. I think calibrator combat would probably be good. H is a little bit tricky. When dealing with holistic is more natural. If you're dealing with robotics, I would say hydraulics. Wouldn't be a bad choice if you're committed to the mecha thing. Yeah. But the trick with acronyms is... Alright, let me see here. I got a better... Yeah. And... This is... hot. It's too on the nose, I would say. That's my best suggestion that I can come up with, honestly. Man, I don't love challenges like this. When it comes to acronyms, especially agency or institution acronyms, they don't have to necessarily spell something that doesn't necessarily make sense. Sometimes it's like it's listing off their different aspects. And I only changed calibrate from rate to cybernetics because yeah. I'm trying to remember which one that is, but sometimes it's also you gotta be careful with it because acronyms are they're their own form of double-edged sword. Sorry, I was pulling pillows out from behind me. Can't see them, they're invisible pillows. They're awesome pillows, they're my pillows. So. Kind of. That falls under a different type of thing. That's more, engineering, cybernetics, engineering and robotics. Machinist is probably the best word for it. That some might read that as machinist. You know? Okay. I'm also gonna say this. I can do a terribly done Macho Man Randy Savage impression. But every time I do, it tears my throat a new one. I have a Dusty Rhodes impression, but I don't want to do that one because that one as that one gets awkward. Because Dusty Rhodes, he had a very particular way he talked. I don't want to be disrespectful just to someone who was such a part of Americana. So. No problem. Always don't mind, like, helping people brainstorm. So... Yeah, you got this. The other thing to understand is that there are varying degrees of sci-fi when it comes to Cyborg. you've got, of course, you want to look at like DC, you go look at Cyborg. You look at Mortal Kombat, you've got the Mecha Lin Kuei. The Terminator is technically a cyborg because it's organic. It's a robot with organic tissue. But that's, to me, that pushes the definition way too far. Because if you put organic tissue on like a Ford, that doesn't make it a cyborg. I'm sorry, you just... That has been forever one of my personal gripes. I also think that in some circles, the word, narratively speaking, and I'm not talking like, and again, I'm talking from writing. I think in some cases, I do think certain words are misused. You know? I will probably make that harder topics one of the last ones I do. The Terminator tends to be more of both. Because I don't think they had quite the same understanding we do now back then. I got an idea. If we're going to go down this rabbit hole, we're going to go down it together. Hold on. There we go. Boom. Okay, so let me try and find the picture I'm looking for here. That's exactly correct with what a cyborg and android should be, but Hollywood will always be Hollywood in misuse terms. Always remember that. Everyone misuses something at least once. By accident, most of the time. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, that's what we call the Hollywood definition, exactly. I'm having a little bit of trouble hunting something down, and it's apparently not on the desktop. I'm going to use a piece that was drawn by Gen Z here. I just have to find it, because I don't... There's literally only their drawing and one other. But actually, I can't... Actually, wait. Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. Boom. Because this will illustrate what I'm talking about, actually. You did an exceptional job of depicting her. This is a cyborg. Drawn by Gen Z here in our community. This, if you look very carefully, you see the robotic parts right here. Yes, it is. I'm also going to put up the, oh, wait. What? Oh. Ah! There we go. I'm going to put up another one to show you guys a reference point. This illustrates something I'm going to, I think, is very important when it comes to cyborgs in general. Just because, like, I want to make sure that people know what I'm talking about when I mention this, for sure. Okay, this is Corel in 2 different styles, done by Gen Z, and I'm going to link her Blue Sky because I don't think they have a Twitch. When it comes to cybernetics, there are I'm having my fun. Yeah. Oh, that actually works out perfectly. Neat. Okay. So, when you are my aspect. Okay, wonderful. I don't know. I'll have to check what way I'm running them, but I'm using this as like a that's the way to zoom in. There are, in my opinion, when depicting cybernetics, there are 1,000 different ways you can do it. You can do the lifelike thing like in Star Wars. You can do it like a way Gen Z drew it here, where it's more like a traditional prosthetic. Or you can do like how... Oh boy. There we go. Or you can do it how Nikki drew the cybernetic, which is more like automail. You can also do it like there's like a million different ways you can slice it. So, my general advice, and this is only because I have a cyborg character myself, and it got me inspired on a tangent, is don't be afraid to experiment with cybernetics. But do keep in mind, just because they have a robotic arm doesn't mean they can lift a car, in terms of physics. Now, Corel... I'm gonna move Zani here, slightly out of picture and movement. Okay. And I did it again. I am amazing, y'all. I'm just stellar. I'm just beyond over the moon. So, not everyone can be Bucky. Absolutely. But not everybody needs to be Bucky. Sometimes the cybernetic is simple as like an ocular implant. Let's go back to your drawing real quick, Genzi. You'll look very closely. Corel's eyes are ocular camera implants. This doesn't have all her scars. I mean, it's just a sketch, but, you know, it gets the point across. Sorry. Sorry. But, like, cybernetics, Iris, have such a wide umbrella on what you can and can't do, that you need to be very, very, very careful. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. So, with that said, I'm going to take a slight detour, because there's something I want to show you guys. I have my first reference sheet done by Jay Shiro. Boom. I'm going to shout them out again. Well, out of respect, credit to them. Oh, I can't give anyone a shout out right now. But yes, the belt was just a simple nod back to wrestling, and the pose is a nod to wrestling. Cyberpunk Ezra. Yes! Good! Good! That is really good content to use as reference when it comes to different things that you're doing with cybernetics. So I am incredibly happy to hear that. But yes, that's one of the things I think that they displayed very accurately about cybernetics, in that there's a difference between one enhanced limb and then replacing everything in the body. But yes, and yes, I have flowers on my tail. I have a tail! Or I will have a tail. Yes. Jay did an amazing job. I am nothing but over the moon, but I am going to, let's see something here. Yeah, they're open. I'm going to also link their and pin their VGen. When I can get my capture card working. And Artemis, stop bullying me. Artemis and Atramus are two different. Y'all will meet Atramus eventually. Oh! Wait, there's more. I have one more thing I want to show y'all. Oh wait, I already downloaded it. I'm dumb. Bear with me. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a thing! Aha! This was done by... Let me find... I gotta find them on VGen real quick. I can... Oh, thank you. Since I can't shout out, I'm going to, in fact, link their Twitch for everyone. This is another skeb drawing that was done by Harrier Citadel of me. I've got the Seth Rollins code staying, yo. I'm just saying. Oh, yes, I love this. This is so wonderful. I am always grateful when I can commission people, and I always want to show it off for people. And credit all the people who do it. Or do. Words. I can speak, I swear. I can speak, I swear. Yeah. I wouldn't quite say fan art as much as it is. Well, it's fan art I bought, so it's... I don't know if that's fan art or not. We'll see. all stuff I commissioned, and I just wanted to share y'all about that. Yes, I need... For the next steps, I want to get more of me with this lovely jacket. That I may or may not have borrowed. Borrowed! Y'all remember what I said about, confidence? Yeah, this is one of those times. When I hit roughly 100, I will probably also come up with some art tags. If that's even a thing. I don't know. I don't even have... I don't... I keep up with so much... I'm supposed to keep up with stuff? No. Words. This has honestly been a good nice, happy stream. Nice happy scream. I'm happy about that. But what next? But. What else to talk about? I'm frustrated now. So oh wow, my brain's going hi guys. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect description of how I feel right now. It's just buffering noise. Wait. Hold on. Music will be back in a moment. I'm gonna play it. The perfect thought for my brain right now. This is literally how my brain is right now. That is the sound of error for so many. Okay. But with my capture card now in play, I can play a lot more games. So much more. Now that I know how to set it up, I'm actually quite happy. I feel calls out with this song. We just took a whole second for me to play the AOL dial-up whole thing. And it's just like, oh no. What else? Oh man. No! No! I was looking at something and then it clicked. Oh, there's a song that will get me hurt. Oh, no. My mod is gonna kill me. You know what? I'm gonna own it. I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, then no one saw it except the mods. That's good. That's good. It's very good. It's very, very, very good. Very, very good. So, I have no excuse now to get stuff rolling. Now. Oh, welcome back. You missed my mod, probably going to... me accidentally starting to play a song. That will probably get me, hurt by when I'm by my mod. I will link it for everyone else's convenience. It's a wrestler sim. I believe in Joe Hendry, y'all. I'm asking for trouble now. This is gonna be perfect. Y'all are gonna see me get tortured. It's gonna be great. You see, I'm going to use my motions with my body here as a... You see, I am horribly ticklish. And it's not just on my... at my neck or on my sides. It's everywhere! Period. Ah, shit! Y'all saw nothing. Nothing. I think I said that way too quiet. Wow. What? Are you wanting me to bring down the hammer? Them on myself? Say his name and he appears. I am going to... I'm going to get it later. Nothing bad, y'all. It's just a good friend who's going to... bonk. Yeah. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick stretch break. I won't. I'm gonna think about what I need to do next, and I'll be right back with y'all. Okay? I've also got it. Yeah. Anyway, I will be right back. Hello out there. Thank you for popping by. I just wanted to say thank you for the kind emotes, and thank you for the welcome back, Gen Z. I got pulled into a separate discussion, so I was back a lot later than I had wanted. but, so, what's the next order of business for tonight? Wait, what? Oh, wow. Oh! Okay. I know just the thing to do. We're going to talk about... I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. This is gonna be interesting, y'all. We're going back into Liquor and Legends. I'm not Liquor and Legends. What am I doing? Okay. So. Oop. I'm sorry I'm a little scatterbrained, guys. My brain's been all over the place right now. We're going to go into something I think is important. And this will be the way we'll close out tonight. Okay. We are going to cover a topic I think is something that is prevalent, not just in writing, but I think it's also something in media. In general, I'm simply call it overuse or misuse of terms. We can all think of a moment where we see something. I swear I'm a writer. I have great spelling skills, I swear. But, like, wait, I don't think this is necessarily the case. This is... Okay, Google, stop being difficult. So, when we think about this, I think about this in the sense of being careful about what terms are used where. When we were talking about how in the 80s, if I remember correctly, let me look it up. Yes. The Terminator, we were talking about Terminator and it being a, hostile, quote, cybernetic, and, oh, have a good evening. And adios. And hope we feel better. So, we're talking about night Gen Z. when we're talking about this, I want people to understand that the easiest example is Terminator. A cybernetic organism with... It's an android. Let's be real. I'm doing that dumb thing again. Anyway. Oh. Really? Huh? That's surprising. Interesting. Tell me when, y'all. I'm apologize about that. Look at something quick. Oh, okay. I'm gonna read off the quote about the Terminator to illustrate my point. I am a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton. Alright. Let's think about that for 1 second, okay? Goes back to what I said. You put living tissue on a truck, it doesn't make it a cyborg. Just because you're standing in a garage, it doesn't make you a car. More accurately, a Terminator would be a robot android with a human-like learning computer in its head that doesn't... that, to me, is more... it's an android, let's be real. It's basically... it's a very high-end android. But when you have all that, right? We don't want to talk about, oh, how the term can be inaccurate versus how it can be used for any number of reasons. A cyborg is, well, Cyborg from Teen Titans and DC Comics, blah 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 blah. It is a person with organic tissue, as in, and parts with robotic upgrades into their system that supplement weaknesses. That's usually how it's usually portrayed. So, when we're thinking about it like that, I need to change this. There we go. That way we can be. I always like being accurate, y'all. Accuracy is always key. But when we're dealing with this type of a moment and you're writing, my best advice is, this goes back to the thing I have said through all of this: research, 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 research. When we're talking about how sorry, my brain's kind of Alright. Now, another term, no, I'm gonna probably get a little flack for this, but I want people to dare to prove me wrong. Demon. Not necessarily. In some depictions and in other places, horns doesn't necessarily equal demon, and neither do wings. And this is where you have to be very careful when you throw some words like this out. Right? Because the traditional definition of a demon is an evil spirit that is meant to torment and is all this other stuff. But let's not get into particulars. Religious scholar, I am not. This goes also into context, because universes will use the word demon because it's the simplest description for what people could see. You see and this is no, I'm not knocking it, putting it down, the idea down. But like, horns in some cases now will incorporate with elements of the Fae, elements of other things that go beyond simply just the traditional depictions of a demon. Wings can be associated with fairies, dragons, crows, birds. Crows are more than just birds, they are special, adorable little creatures. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I have seen crows outside my home. Just sitting there, just like bouncing around after a rain, in the middle of the rain. They're like, yo, what's up? They're like, yep, just doing this. Yeah, down the road. Just this. Forgive me, but I'm just saying, like, be careful when you use the term. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're misusing it right away, but always try to understand what you're actually saying. Because calling the Terminator a cyborg is not correct. It is an android. Calling a character who does not in any way remotely behave like any way like a demon though just because they have horns doesn't necessarily mean that word could be used correctly either. I've seen that. And that's not a bad thing, because like this also goes down to perception. It walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Wings and horn. My mentality with and I'm not trying to put you down, Iris. This is just something I'm very strongly opinionated about. In that I really want to always illustrate that because everything does, as we all know, does exist on a continuum, we have to keep that in mind when we are creating things. That we have to keep in mind that oh man, getting a little bit drained, sorry. But I want people to understand that, like, there's also a difference between exactly, that's all I was saying. Yeah, there you go. My bad. Honestly, sorry. We have to think about how also demon is also used within the Lovecraftian lexicon to describe the Elder Gods. The Elder Gods are not necessarily demonic, but they're not benevolent either. It's more that their ambivalence is mistaken for malevolence. There is... This is... I'm getting frustrated with myself, I'm sorry. I want people to understand that, like, when you do this, you need to be very careful about what you're describing and what that word means and what it can be. When we're dealing with these things, most commonly I've seen is the word demon. If you got a guy who's just sitting there and with a black cloak on a throne, and you're calling, that's the Demon Lord! It just looks like a guy who really likes black armor. Or black outfits. I don't know. That's not a demon. That's just a dude who likes black. Or whatever colors you want to associate with whatever character. And some people portray a character as legitimate this, and this. And some writers will portray this and show that they kind of bounce between. you're absolutely correct in saying that, like, these are, yes, features that are generally associated with demons. Does not necessarily mean they are. But you've got to be careful with how you use your descriptions. Oh man. But when it comes to the way we I hate to ask, but what does DW mean? And I hate to... I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Oh. Oh yeah. I have no doubt you do. When it comes to demons in particular, one thing I've noticed is, like you said, Iris, wings and horns usually equal demon in most people's eyes. Sure, the walk like a duck, quacks like a duck, swims like a duck mentality is very easily applied with most of it. But that doesn't necessarily... It's one of those... It all comes down to correlate to not equal causation. This applies... This is one of the biggest rules. This is one of my big rules. When you're writing something and even if it's looking like this, but if it doesn't meet the criteria in general, it's not that. Be careful about that. But I think that's a kind of bring it to an end. Oh, I'm drained. My brain's all over the place. I'm sorry. Is there any other topics people would like to need to talk about? I've got a few in mind that I want to talk about over one. Oh man, words are just salading right now. Wow. I am just failing like a horribly here. Crap. I have lost my thought. And that means the world to me. Really. I was thinking about getting an alternate outfit eventually. of like when I do these streams. So you guys can see me in the suit with a little blackboard behind me. And I can teach people. Again, my bad I'm not catching that. Sometimes context fails me too. Especially when it comes to digital text. Absolutely, I'm gonna have glasses. What are you talking about? I'm going to borrow like a pair from like another person. The outfit will be inspired by the Scrap Daddy, Adam Pierce. But yes, I intend to have like glasses the whole 9 yards. Because I love these. These are honestly, since I've started harder topics, I've had so much fun. I've had a lot of fun doing it. And it lets me be a little bit more open. In general. With everybody who offers it, their time and effort with everything. So for me, that's a big deal. You know? Because if I really like doing these, and I want to probably not do like I've done tonight. I think we covered like 3 or 4 different topics, which I don't mind. It's just I like when the streams get like this. I like it when we can just have these moments where we enjoy the moment and we can build something fun. Because if you're not having fun while you're learning, I don't think you're fully learning. And I've got a few, but I think the next one we'll do next Thursday will be... We'll probably talk more about some more technical stuff. And we'll get more into, like, the mechanics of writing. And talk about how some things to avoid with, like, switching between perspectives and things that I do to try to break up perspective changes, things I try to do to keep tropes balances. And honestly, I'm going to go even beyond that, and I'm going to start talking also about my work with like Core Legends. I'm going to use it as interactive examples. We'll have writing nights where I just sit here and I will talk to you guys while I write. Now, would you guys like to see what I'm writing as I write, or would you rather just see it like this? Because I'm up for either, honestly. Because I want to make this as fun as possible. Again, and I want to have you guys to have a good time when you're here. But I will make sure we talk about that when I make my schedule and I put it out on X later tonight or tomorrow at evening. I will definitely probably do another writing and chill and let y'all watch me while I write. So, I think I am gonna call it here. I do need to eat. I am rather tired. I pushed through as much as I could. But I want to make sure you guys are always having fun. What am I doing? I'm repeating myself. Oh man, but Iris, everybody, you have a good day as well. And I hope to see you guys Monday and Thursday, where we will be playing Clair Obscura from my PS5. And on Monday, and we'll be playing... We'll do a writing, and just for everybody, we will do a, I will show you guys like Lycoran Legends for the first time next Thursday. Hold me to it! Please remind me if I forget. But you guys have a good night.